What's up and welcome to a new update, and today we are once again going to discuss Tesla and Bitcoin. And why is that going to be important? Well, these two have a high correlation of moving together, and the moment that Tesla finds a bottom, most likely tech will find a bottom and the indices might also bottom for a bit, which is going to give some relief to the markets, as that's what we are looking for if you want to see the market succeed from here. Before we're going to continue, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also make sure to check out our free trade letters. Today we have once again given a general market update which is provided to you for free. You can find it in the description beneath. And finally, we are getting into the final 4 days of our 30% discount on the premium platform, which from January on grants you access to our copy trading solution, so you can copy trade my portfolio, but you're also able to follow other traders. And we also have added a forex trading if you are more of an active trader. So if you want to join, there is a limited space available. Final 4 days are currently active. When we're looking at the common factor right now, or the actual important topic, it is the general case of Tesla and Elon Musk. Why is that important? Because of the fact that Elon Musk has been buying Twitter with loans, and as collateral we might be having Tesla in order to get the loan towards the Twitter buyout, or the Twitter the fact that he has been buying Twitter. There are rumors of where this level is going to be, and it seems to be that Elon Musk already got margin called on his position, and that's the reason why we have been seeing this heavy drop on the market. So there's lots of discussion. Dave Troy has made a beautiful thread on the shareholders of Twitter at this point. It's not Elon himself. He is, but he has been using a lot of loans for it. He is the largest shareholder, and then we've got another few shareholders as well. And through that, the rumors are that when Tesla hits $100, we are most likely going to get a margin call on Tesla taking place in order to have, or on Elon Musk taking place, and then Tesla is going to drop even more. Regardless of that fact, I think Tesla is just a very comparable chart to Bitcoin. Also topped out in November of last year, and now it's crashing down back to the levels where it should be. And I think it's going to take a lot of time before we're going to get into a new bull cycle here. However, I stated that I've been buying Tesla in these regions, or I've been interested in these regions, and I've shared that on Twitter. And then if you look at this price action, you can see that we've made a new all-time high. We have seen some bounces, bearish rejection, bearish rejection, bearish rejection, and now we are looking at a potential bounce from this region, which is technically untested. If that level is lost, we are looking at $60 next. But ultimately, there's a gap all the way towards $175 on this one, in order to have continuation taking place. So if we are going to get a bounce on Tesla, it's going to be until that region. And now if you're looking at the markets, European markets have been providing a slight bounce already, and it's showing a ton of volume, through which if you're zooming in, you can see that there's been a lot of coverage taking place in the chart. So we've got a slight bounce on Tesla already. We've got high volume taking place here too, through which we can conclude that most likely people are closing their positions and are currently covering their shorts or swapping it towards longs. Now, why is this important? Well, if you look at the price action of Tesla, we see that in May we have been bottoming as well and started to have a run all the way towards September. If we're looking at the price action of Bitcoin, we can also see that we have had a bounce taking place in May, and later on, this was the entire collapse of Luna, so probably we weren't even going this low. We continued to have a grind all the way towards August here, right? If this wasn't the Luna case, we would have been swimming around the higher numbers and probably wouldn't even been dropping beneath those weekly MA levels which we are currently on. Now, if you look at Tesla back again, we have been crashing lately, which is in common hand in hand going with the fact that Bitcoin has been crashing as well. So it's very much aligning on the price action of the indices. So the RSI on the daily for Tesla is the lowest it has ever been. I'm not saying that it's going to be bottoming out here, but I'm saying that there's a case that, especially since we have been hitting the level that I've been marking, there we go, the level that I've been marking and I've been suggesting yesterday, we probably are going to get a bounce. And the question is, how far is it going to go? Most likely regions of 155 to 175. If you're looking at Netflix, we also had a very heavy crash taking place here. And I'll just zoom out towards the weekly chart. This chart is pure garbage if you look at it. But we have been testing the regions which are lower here. So we've had this run. This level is most likely getting a test. We even went a little bit lower in order to get support there. We bounced and we rallied all the way towards the gap before we are going to most likely continue falling down before anything is going to happen on Netflix. I'm not assuming we crack this high. But what it tells me is that in between, this is actually a similar chart, so we might be getting here and then just continue, but is that you're looking for a similar bounce on Tesla. Tesla has been seeing such a destructive pattern as well right now, that even though if we get into towards the 60 to 70 bucks region, there is a similar chance that we're going to have some sort of bounce. So in order for that, I've been buying Tesla in these regions, and therefore I think that if we can continue to fall, I think I'll just be closing my long if we sweep the low at 90 to 85 to 90. If we sweep that, I think I'll be out and I'll be looking at 60 next for potential longs. I'll also be looking for short when we get into the region of the highs here. Now, why is this important? Well, most likely, if Tesla is going to bounce, the indices are going to bounce themselves. So in this case, we are still watching a falling wedge structure on Bitcoin, which we have to break to the upside if we want anything, right? Usually, what you see here is lower highs. Once these are taken, most likely we clear the gap and get towards 36k. That's something else. If we clear this high, we are most likely going to get towards 20.5. All right. So what do we see here? We are seeing a resistance point, which we have at, oh, that's not the right one, which we have at magnet, please work, 18.1. If that cracks, and the question is, how is it going to go? If we're going to fall back and bounce back up, we know that this is the actual bottom. We get a weekly chart or a weekly bullish divergence taking place here as well. Daily time frames also going to give a bullish divergence in that case. And then we are done and have a beautiful Q2 of 2023. But ultimately, we are looking at a case where we need to crack 18.1. Whether or not that's going to be by retesting lower regions for buyers, but you should be aware of the fact that we have been getting collapses of big hedge funds, and exchange has fallen, Luna has crashed, and since FTX has fallen, we are basically just going sideways and not crashing further. So projecting Bitcoin to go to 10k is pretty much a reasonable thought, but it feels a lot like we are just consolidating here before we started to break to the upside and get this relief rally taking place here. So in that case, if Tesla is going to have that bounce in the coming days, it makes a lot of sense for Bitcoin to do the exact same. Now, Bitcoin has been correcting, and we have been falling into regions which I projected yesterday as well. I said that we were on support and we had to hold it pretty much there before we are going to fall towards the next area. Oh, that is the area that we are currently bouncing from. It is unclear whether this is going to be the actual low. If this is not going to hold, I'll be looking at a case of 16.4, and if that is lost, it's going to be painful, and I think we're going to have that sweep of the low at 15.7. That's what I said yesterday as well, and I think the trade ID or the current strategy is the same. If this is a sweep after this rejection and we hold the high, continue to go towards 16.8, this is the cracker that we have to crack. So if 16.8 gets broken here, we are going to take out this high and get towards 17.1. All right. So then I'm looking at the case that we get towards 17k, and then I'm also looking at the case that we continue rallying, and I think we skip this level at 17.4 and get towards 17.6. So ultimately looking at the level at 16.6 to hold. If that doesn't, I'm looking at 16.4. If 16.8 doesn't break, I'm still going to look at 16.4. And I think that the crucial one to watch is Tesla, whether or not it's going to bounce today. If it does, it's probably going to have some days of relief to the upside, and that's why I've been buying it. Risk reward is pretty much optimal at this point. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also hit like if you enjoy the content. I'll be back tomorrow with a fresh new update. Have a wonderful day. Ciao.